Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all happy and healthy. Today with the planner section series, we are going to be talking about the finance section. So if that interests you and you would like to see it, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and we'll get straight into the video. Okay, let's flip straight to the finance section. Now, it is going to be a little bit difficult for me to explain it, but I really hope I get through with what I do in my finance section today. I have covered up a lot just because it is quite, private, and when it comes to money stuff, I don't exactly want you to know how much we make and how broke we are. But no, all jokes aside, I feel like I just don't exactly want to share with the world what we earn and what we have to pay kind of thing. Anyway, so to get straight into it, I have this beautiful little die cut which is from Hello Paper Cat. Super gorgeous, love their shop. I actually do want to go shopping on their store again. I don't know what it is about these die cuts. They're just super cute. This was actually a sticker, but I turned it into a die cut because I loved it that much. And then we have this little quote card that I wrote on technically, and it basically says, "Can you afford it? Is it really a priority right now? How exactly are you planning to use it? And how long have you wanted it?" Again, I have had this for a long time. I've put this in my finance section because sometimes I have a problem with spending money, and I feel like I'm not alone in this category either, because there are just things out there that you go, oh my god, I can't live without it, I need it, I want it. Not really, I don't really need it, to be honest. But I like looking at that and it reminds me, okay, you really don't have the money to spend it, so think about this before you do spend that kind of money. And I've really liked this quote, so I've kind of just kept it there for myself as a reminder. Okay, so to get straight into the finance, we have this vellum. Again, this is from Planners Anonymous. Amazing shop, I love them. Then it will get straight into the expense tracker section. Again, like I said, I've covered it up just because of privacy reasons, but do not be alarmed because I am prepared. I'm actually going to do an example on this piece of paper for you of how I kind of use this section. Completely different from how everybody else actually does plan when it comes to keeping track of their expenses. So what I do is I use it as like a little list where I write down all of our bills, how much they are, and when they come out, basically. And I'm going to quickly do that. Sorry if this is on an angle, but this is just how I write. So let's do the obvious. There's power. I'm not sure if everybody does this, but this is what we do, and we have always been on top of our power bill, and we've never had a problem with it. So say you would write down power as a bill, and say we put $50 into it every fortnight, or $100 or more. It depends on how much you can really afford. You just chuck that down. Then say if you have a phone, so we're through Telstra, and write down, I don't know, what's a number that I can throw down? Let's go $80. That'll do. Literally making this up, but this is pretty much the obvious of, bills. For those out there that have, what else is there? Internet, so we'll write down internet. I'm pretty sure everybody has internet these days. And say what, it's $70 for internet. Then, and then so that's what I do. I basically write down all of our bills, that kind of stuff, whether it's insurance, you're paying off a car loan, a home, like a mortgage or something, those kinds of things. Then what I do is I keep a space or, a couple of spaces and write down food. So that way I know how much we need to pull out for food every fortnight. And say you would want, what, I don't know, let's go $400 for a food shop. But this, in a sense, it's like $200 that comes out every how do I do it? So it's like, so if we're doing 400, then that means we're spending like $200 a week. And that just, I suppose that works. And then we would put down, what else is there? Fuel, you need fuel. That's another example. And say we need to put down $100 for fuel. So basically that is how I use this thing. I would write down all of our bills, and and then the things that are important that we have to basically have money for. So you've got bills, and then of course your house or car, that kind of stuff, food, fuel, whether your spouse smokes, that's pretty much. So that's what I would put down. Because my husband smokes, I don't, but I would put down smokes and write down how much we need for that. And it just works, and I've always kept it like that, and every year it updates because things are always changing, numbers, or the amount of the money is always changing. So that's what I have there. That's what I would use that for. And I don't know, it just works really, really well. So I hope I explained that and kind of described how it works, but that's what I typically do on this page. And then when I want to look at finances, I go, right, what is coming out, that kind of thing. Now, obviously on here, I haven't got the dates down, only because I know them off by heart now. But if you wanted to, you can write down the specific dates for which ones come out. Say for like power, if that's a fortnightly thing, I would just put an F next to it just to go, right, that's a fortnightly thing. That's always going to come out on whatever day you get paid. And then of course same for Telstra or internet. So internet, that's like a monthly thing, so I'd put an M, and then or actually I would probably actually put the date that it comes out, because internet never usually changes their dates usually. But that's how I would do it. And then I would go to the monthly, put the sticker dots down of where they're going to be pulled out, and then you know what I mean. Anyway, we'll move on from there, but that's how I use that section. Then we have the order, like the online orders. I do like this for tracking, but a lot of the time I forget about having this sheet and I don't even write it down. But as you can see, it's just, usually planning things. But that's how I use this area here. I don't know, I've always wanted one, and now that I have it, it's fantastic. So I'm quite happy with that. Now we move into the actual area of where we figure out how much money we have. And that's why it's in this section, because when it comes to the expense area, I flick here, write down and go, right, what's coming out. I even flick to the monthly. I'll even jump over there real quick for you. Check the monthly, find out when we're getting paid, figure out what bills are coming out and all that kind of other stuff. I am going to show you an example. I'll just use this sheet of paper because I've already basically used it anyway. So as you can tell, it's grid paper, and I usually halve it and do the working out so I'm not wasting so much paper. And what I would normally do is at the top of the page, I would write down however much we would make, and then write the date, say, what is the date today? Actually, I'm just going to make it up. So what, the 1st of Jan, right? Apparently. I really hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. And then next, what I would do is write down, so your normal bills. So you'd go power and write however much. What did we say before? What? $50, 50, and then Telstra. Obviously it's a lot neater, but the thing is, when I'm working out finance in this area, it's full on scratch, like chicken scratch. It's not pretty, but that's the whole point of working it out, right? Okay, Telstra, we've got $80, right? Then internet. Again, like I said, this is just literally all made up. That's why I keep flipping back to it. And then you've got your food. So then you've got, so this is, I still do the same process. I put down all of my bills in one area, leave a space, then start writing food, fuel, write down the price of those. Okay, and then once I've got all the bills there, I would take this number up here and go take away this power bill, take away Telstra, take away internet, take away food, take away fuel, and then however much is left over, I'd write down the bottom total, and then that's what you're left with, if that makes sense. And that way you can basically budget, see whether you have enough money to throw into savings, have enough money to, you know, maybe go get that thing that you're wanting. But that's basically how I do my finance section in this area. And once it's done, I basically pull it out and throw it away. But that is how I do my financing and work out all of my finance with what's going on, just because I like to make sure that we are not going to be strung out, or, you know, make sure that we've actually got enough money to pay all the bills, make sure that we can afford food, and all that kind of important thing. And it works, and ever since doing it, we've been a lot better off for it. And then of course at the back of it, I have some more extra pieces of paper, and then I get straight into this. As you can see, I've put a sticky note here and it says power bill. So we didn't have a power bill that was electronic when we moved, so we had to wait for the piece of paper. In the end, they emailed us anyway, which meant we didn't need the piece of paper, which is super annoying because we took the money out and put it in here, so we didn't spend it. And we've already paid the power bill now, so that's kind of done. I probably could pull this off, but I'm just going to leave it there anyway until I figure out what I will use this pouch for. But I was originally using it to put money in, so that way I can, you know, look, we might even use it as a savings area, so I might put savings here and then put money in. I don't know. At the moment, I'm not using it, so it's just there. Then we go into, so there's a top tab and it says later. And in this part, it will be basically about, you know, things that I want to buy eventually. So as you can see on the list, I would love to get a dishwasher one day. I've been washing up my whole entire life and I'm still doing it. So I'd love to get one day. But yeah, like this is just an area for where I write down things that we need to buy. It's not exactly things that we need to buy like immediately. It's just, you know, I like to write it down and go and set like a goal of, you know, eventually I would, if we have the spare money, or, you know, save up the money for it, and then we can buy it in the end for the things that we would like to buy. So that is that section. Then we have the wish list tracker, and as you can see, I do like my fancy things, but a lot of them I don't have, or just decided, you know what, I don't want it anymore. And yeah, I just use this as an area for me to write down a bunch of things that I would like to eventually go and get. Here I'm actually thinking of doing a section for May Paper Co, because there is getting to be quite a list of things that I want to get. And then I was thinking maybe, you know, Mumsy and Barb that I'd like to get, Hello Paper Cat, and whatever else that I can think of. Probably even a Kmart trip too, actually, because there's a few tubs that I need to get for our cupboards, because here doesn't exactly have drawers. But yeah, so that's actually the last page, really. I thought there was more, but no, there's not. So that is my finance section. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below of if this has actually kind of helped you understand how to finance a little bit easier in your life. If it does, let me know. I'd love to hear it. But thank you for taking the time out of your day and watching these videos. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to be positive and give love. Bye.